Oh, shit.
Welcome to Minecraft.
Wow. Minecraft
No,
has
I gotta
changed.
close it.
It's all a part of their latest patch.
I hate that it's ingrained in my brain that if anyone says hello everyone, I just hear Markiplier.
Hello, everyone.
There.
Was that the bite of 87?
It's not the. Ooh. Okay, I just died. This is why I couldn't be a YouTuber. Tried to speak, but just did the equivalent of tripping.
Good. I demand a recap.
Fuck, I don't remember because I was too busy panicking trying to set up today's thing.
Wow.
Well, everyone went on their own little adventures, right?
Yeah, like everyone kind of just did their own thing.
Cheers with Zuko.
Yeah. Classic.
Donk suggested going to the library, which is weird.
Yeah.
He likes books now.
For porn.
Or you maybe best.
I mean, those are pretty good books.
I don't judge what gets someone getting into reading.
Equal reading opportunities.
Wait, what is this?
Yeah, Donk suggested going to the library. I was like, okay. We've all talked to
Analoth.
I know you talked to Analoth. Was that really like the only main thing you did?
Yeah. And she talked Vasca into coming.
Right, yeah, you convinced Vasca, and honestly, not really convincing Vasca, more convincing everyone else that he's not needed right now. So he came. Fuck, is he gonna join you in the fight?
I guess it's up to the party.
That'd be fine. More help is good.
I mean, he probably needs experience fighting a dragon as much as we do.
Hell yeah.
Does he?
Needs.
I don't know. He's secretly a Giga Chad.
Kind of is.
Taking on many dragons in his day.
No, he was a drunkard in his day. Adventuring, but also drunk.
Fighting imaginary dragons.
Oh. What? Bottom left. My...
And I forget he does not have a ton of like offensive spells. a good chunk of those won't work. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
The fuck did Quill do? You had a small date with Trathis, I think?
It was mostly talking about the dragon, less than going on a date, but yeah. And did I pick up my book, or was that the session before?
Oh, yeah,
No,
we
you
got
picked
the
it up this
book.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fancy book.
We went to Kudon's and then met up with Trathis. Shiny new book.
Why is your reactive images not fucking working?
Stage.
Did he not get a cool thing at level 7?
Gotta react harder.
Yeah, Sparkle and V.
Oh.
Oh, them specifically. Oh no.
You gotta log in with Discord.
Oh my god, that book is amazing! Oh my
Oh
god!
god, he's fapping.
That's
What?
no, that's not what I.
Wait, huh?
Huh?
Not wrong, but
No,
Yeah.
not wrong.
how does she know?
I know all.
She sees all. Uh-oh.
Alright, come on. Seriously?
Seriously.
Seriously.
Selfie.
Shifty's always one. Just short cooldown. Or so. Because normally my longest.
Oh, guest star Isaac talking about button keybinds
Yeah.
and cooldowns.
Shut up, Iraf!
Making his
What?
macros. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when he's talking about him.
Important stuff.
I'm gonna like film him next time he's doing a raid, whatever he's doing. It is just constant button presses, constantly.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No,
Like
that's,
he's playing
that's how
Cookie
raids go.
Clicker.
Mhm.
No.
Okay. Whatever, I'm not gonna fucking deal with that.
Sounds like you're playing Cookie Clicker, I said. Not that
Like,
you are.
it kind of depends on the class you are, but for the most part, raids are just button mashing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got some sort of build he's crafted that's got short cooldowns. Isaac, Tom, your build.
That's gotta be rough on the mana.
Arcane mage.
Wow.
Anyway, what else am I forgetting?
I found a very good book.
Jaffel started
Wow.
learning various jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got a magnificent nat 20. In bartending.
Oh yeah. It's specifically for the party.
For the party.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He also got a fat tip from Duress.
Yeah. Well, she is the sugar
The
baby.
inspiration tip.
Yeah, I'm not sure on anything else other than that.
we ended with you guys teleporting to Felbar.
Hmm.
Sucks. Alright, so the
Just outside the thing, and then you were like, we gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do I have Vasquez token saved to the fucking sheet?
Yeah.
Nope.
You do this to yourself.
I have his token, right?
I gave it to you. I have it, if not, somewhere.
Guess I never uploaded it.
Wow. You need it again?
No, I probably have it saved to the computer. I just don't know if I ever uploaded it to Roll20. I feel like I did at one point. Oh yeah, there it is. No, I just never fucking saved it to a sheet. Let's see. That's the default token. Edit token properties.
Hey, at least your man has a character sheet.
I would have revolted if, why did I say it like that? Revolted if Vasca didn't.
Evolution.
But also, like, he's not a level, like, however, whatever character. He's, like, scaling up with us.
Right, yeah, for Trathos I'd have to make a off-the-rip level 14 wizard or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, the way I see it is, if he doesn't have a sheet, he's less likely to actually get roped into having to fight, which means he's relatively safe.
Why would you say
Right,
that
That's
to
what I
me?
like to tell myself.
Right.
Say
I've said that
to
to
me.
him before. Oh, to you? Vasquez already been in danger.
Yeah, well, I don't like it.
It's fine.
Listen, we got him back from the fucking fire plane. If he dies, I will riot. I will be punching walls.
Let me move him. Actually, no, he should still be there in Dead Snows. That's fine.
Yeah.
probably
So then if I do this, hey, his token works.
can't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you guys just arrived into Felbar.
Yay.
What do you do?
We're outside the city, right?
Yes, yeah, you're right outside.
Yvonne and Vasca are holding hands.
Really good.
I don't know while they walk. I don't know what you want from them.
You should draw that
Ah,
in Magma.
Specifically the hands.
Eh.
Because everyone has trouble drawing hands.
why would you do
Even
this?
you.
I'm not doing that. Fuck off.
You can have the hands covered by something.
Their tails are in the way.
Yeah.
Eh.
These are hard. I would
Why
personally
does it say
just draw
longbow? That
really
should
low
say
detail.
hardbow.
Thank you.
There we go.
Magma.
I just realized the harpo is not a magic item. It's just a fancy weapon.
Why
I
wouldn't
should have
it
that
be
enchanted at some
magic?
point. Well, because it's just a fancy design for a weapon that combines ranger and bard shit.
I'm so curious about the bow, and I'm gonna be so like confused if you have it like set to where it was just there. No reason, just there.
Let's make doors, that boy.
Well, you know, if anyone eventually ever wants to cast legend lore on it, maybe find some stuff out. But
What
who the
is
fuck ever
that?
uses legend lore?
I was gonna say
It's
I've never heard that spell in my life.
It's a fourth.
Who would
level spell.
absolutely pick that spell up at some point, though?
I know you would, but it's a fourth level. I think fourth level. Let me check.
Yeah.
Quill, we gotta do some
No, not
metagaming.
You see it?
Please.
It's fifth level.
Yeah, that's why it's a little high up. But that's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
something he'll get at some point, I'm sure.
It's a fifth level divination spell. That costs 250 gold each time you use it.
Oh.
But you can learn a lot of shit about one specific thing.
I don't know if it's that fucking worth it.
No, that's why no one uses it.
Oh.
It's such a costly spell for like, unless you're trying to learn about an artifact or the history of like a specific person, because it just says name or describe a person, place, or object. But it gives you a good chunk of information on that specific thing.
Bruh.
It depends on what you already know about the target. You learn more.
You've only gonna pay for that. She's got a child to put through college.
Right. Through school.
Yeah,
Private school.
pretty much.
It's kind of yeah, it is
Preschool.
private school.
It is private school. But she'll be damned if that kid don't have any money for items.
Not right now. What is that? Anyway, so yeah, you guys are at the city. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's so much faster than walking. I guess we go in to sign up, right?
Are we still using our old name?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember because we had such
Menagerie.
That was it. I wish I had memory.
Oh, that's right. That was your second name.
Yeah.
We don't talk. No, that
We
was,
don't. We
What
don't
was the
talk
first name
about.
again? You want to talk about the first name?
Don't want to
That
talk
wasn't
about
no
the first name.
No one talks about DJ Hem.
DJ Hem.
Classic.
doesn't work. Just doesn't work.
You know that's just
The
Mare's
Mare's.
DJ name
Okay.
when she was still around.
Hi.
Oh yeah.
I guess just to the arena. Gotta sign
Unless
up.
you guys want to visit anyone here?
Do we want to see if Leaf's dead still?
Leaf is in Mindmeld.
We never
What?
found him.
Wait, where are we? Felbar.
Felbar.
I've always gotten those two mixed up. Always.
Yeah.
Mindmeld
So
is
what we heard-
very small.
Usually you go through Line Mel to get the Felbar. This is the first time you ever gotten a Felbar without going to Line Mel.
That's why I was.
Right.
Feels
Because
weird.
wait,
Elite
where's
point.
Rest? Line Mall? Usually, like if she's. Or
Yeah,
she in
she's in
Felbar
Line Mel.
usually? Okay, that's where I've gotten confused. Alright, so do we even know what the bar is here? Because Innocent Horse is Line Mall.
We've stayed here before. We
The
could ask
very
at the bar
first-
about Leaf.
The very first player spoken thing. The innocent Horth, huh?
Was that the first thing I said? That's
Yep.
crazy.
That was the first thing,
That was
I
the-
think.
That was the first line of the
That
campaign.
was the first line of the
That's
campaign.
no way. Oh, that's gonna make
Other
me
than
cry.
introducing everything, that was the first dialogue of the campaign.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry. I don't know why. It's so
3 centuries ago.
Oh.
What are you talking about? It was only like
It's almost coming up
Don't say
to
it.
3.5, 4
Is it-
years ago.
I was gonna say, is it 3.5?
3.5,
It's
yeah.
3.5 right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you like my Jaffle impression?
that's good. Solid.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Better than my fucking Jaffle impression these days. Yeah.
What do you?
Hold my will to life in a video game. Anyway, it's like I have I'll allow myself 5 seconds of being genuine Jaffle born, like in per session. I'm like, shit. So wait. Now I'm confused. Where did we start? We started in Felbar, or did we start in
Line
Line?
Mal.
Okay, so do we know the bar here at all?
We've been there,
Nope.
but
I have the fancy helm written down.
Yes, you've been to Felbar, but every time you've been to
Ah.
Felbar, you've been to the Fancy Helm, which is the
it's where you got your
more
pillow
upscale
from.
tavern.
Right.
You got your pillow from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think pretty much every time you've been to Felbar, it's either been with duress, or I think the 1 or 2 times you've been here, it's been paid for.
Yeah.
So you guys have always stayed in the Fancy Helm.
I wonder what the lowest scale one is. It's interesting. I mean, I'm happy to go straight to the arena. I don't mind that much. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
I mean,
If Leaf was here, I was gonna check him. But
Technically,
it's not
we've
the
all
same
could stay
place.
at the Empty Guard, but
yeah, that's just me though.
Oh.
But also, there's people that are
Yourself.
wanting to kill us, so we better.
Yeah.
We're like in the heart of that city. Now, like
Are we?
where they put a hit out,
Like-
yeah.
Oh shit!
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. That was. This is fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, so we're gonna use.
So
the
we
bike
might want
more,
to stay
right?
at the slightly better place also.
Well, yeah.
I do have better security,
So
but it's more expensive.
I know we just got here and stuff. I don't know
Who is this?
what.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm like, is that Jaffle again?
No, no, but no, I'm trying to strategize.
Yeah.
Do we want to stay a night at the fancy whatever and get extra health
oh,
for this?
Ooh, that's a good idea. What time is it?
Let me prep my
It's like
spells as
midday.
well.
So we could hang out for the rest of the day and then sleep and go in the morning, I guess. Was that guy who made Donk's axe here, or was that
Yes.
Line Mel?
No, I was here.
Oh, the dragon.
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 Yes, the brass dragonborn.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
could. We
that
could
was-
That
hang
guy
out
was
maybe.
awesome.
That was here, but he's in like the not shitty part of town, but like kind of shitty part of town.
We can also disguise ourselves. Remember.
yeah.
Quill hasn't been to the arena like at all, really.
I've been once. I died a heroic, noble death in acid.
Right. Okay.
I
Good times.
wouldn't call it. Okay.
So anybody that wants to make a history check.
Ooh. Ah.
Can
Oh.
you make one for me?
Wish I could read.
History's intelligence, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can use your ring.
Yes. I can only use it 3 times a day, though.
I don't mind.
I love
That's
how
good.
you just every
Oh,
intelligence
that.
check now.
Oh, yeah.
That's so funny.
It's from all the reading.
I mean, to be fair, 3 uses a day. Like, you don't make a ton of intelligence checks, so
I gotta save one if I get to read my book, in case. But I will use one right meow. History.
Jaffel remembers her days in the arena quite well.
No.
Wow. I mean, those aren't
I mean,
bad
it's not
rolls.
bad.
No.
It's just funny that it's a double up.
Jaffel remembers.
Jaffel remembers. Jaffel Farms remembers.
Nah, Viably remembers. That's who rolled it. It wasn't us, Jeff. Anyway.
It was an accident.
Wow.
Away.
Wow.
To be fair, I think you'd all remember.
Oh. What's my 19 for then?
You extra
You
remember.
I remember real good. Give me like one extra detail that you just sent to me.
You can
the
taste
last
the
time you guys
smell.
were at the arena, you had to set up sort of not an appointment, but you had to set up a date for it.
Oh,
Because you were challenging part of it that isn't used terribly often. So anything special, you have to kind of plan ahead of time.
What do you mean special?
Oh, I don't know. If you're, planning to fight a dragon or something, you should probably set up something ahead of time.
Don't be a dick.
We could go there first and then try to maybe do it for tomorrow or something. And then go bother that dragonborn blacksmith.
Why?
Because I liked him. He was cool.
Oh, right. I forgot. Quill got horny.
No.
I mean, the way he worked fire.
I mean,
Sheesh.
Also, the last time you guys were there, he fucking hated people.
yeah. And?
Which is why he's in the somewhat shitty part of town. So no one goes there.
We can warm his heart.
Wow. What is he, the Grinch? That is such an eyeless response, too.
People hurt people.
Yeah. To the fancy home, then?
Yeah. Chicken time.
Well, do we want to go to the the arena
Oh,
first?
right.
Set up an
Yes.
appointment?
Appointment.
Yeah, we gotta get a dragon ready. On reserve.
Alright,
Good
then we'll do
thinking.
that.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the arena.
Yeah.
Was a female
Why did I
firbolg
put the
last
description
time,
for the
right?
arena in its own notes? Okay. So yeah, you guys would make your way to the arena. It would probably be pretty busy right now. There is actually some fights going on at the moment. However, the familiar booth for actually signing up is not quite dead, but there's only one other group currently setting something up. So you shouldn't have to wait that long.
Can we eye them up? And by we, I mean Donk.
Sure, make
Can I
a
scout
perception check.
Scout their power level.
It's the people with the bacon stealer.
Oh, it better not be. We're gonna have a problem. Sorry, that was
I don't know why
perception.
they would be up here versus
It'd
down
be
in Waterdeep, but
It'd be
yeah, perception.
funny. Just a inventoring party that we hate. Just because they stole
Okay.
Donk's fucking pocket bacon.
It's a pretty severe crime.
Yeah.
I mean, sizing them up, at least from Donk's perspective, they have it's a party of 4, and they have one of them has like very heavy armor. Probably not quite what you're wearing, but I think it'd be whatever's like one under yours, because you're wearing plate.
I am wearing.
Yeah, the plate armor that he stole from Rickus.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, they'd have
Dead
some
body.
Plate
they'd have
mail.
some splint armor on.
Not in line of sight.
Not bad.
Bitch shouldn't have tried to kill us if
Oh.
she didn't want her shit stolen.
Yep.
No,
true.
it's
Yeah,
more
so
what
they-
I'm thinking is that the bounty got put on us after we killed her. So
So, I mean,
it's
she
like
still
really
attacked
obvious.
us.
No, it's really obvious. Like, you're not getting the point. I mean, he's wearing the armor that literally was wearing.
It's slightly modified, okay.
It is,
Not as
it is
curvy
modified.
on my hips.
Sure, it's the same armor. It has bird like indentations on it and shit, bro. It's got
Way
wings.
old.
Like it's like a custom piece. Holy.
I'm sure it's gotten a few dents since then. I mean, how many
You know,
times?
belly spot.
How many times has Donk gotten eaten, like bored, like?
Not a lot
Probably
since
at
we got
least
the armor.
twice.
See,
More
the
than
thing
one.
is,
Actually,
it is magic
yeah.
armor though, so it doesn't really take
Alex, you're not
much
Yeah,
helping.
like
me.
core
physical
proof.
damage.
Maybe that's
I'll
all.
The
remember
most
this.
it
Thanks for the
looks
info,
is like
DM.
it's
Appreciate that,
scuffed
DM.
up and everything. but-
Alex, you're supposed to take my side on this.
No, he's got to be impartial.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh.
But yeah, so there's somebody in splint mail with what looks like a greatsword, and not a tower shield, but a large kite shield that's just solid metal. There's another one who has studded leather armor and a bow. But they would have a would their familiar be?
A ferret.
Mhm.
No, I think they would have a cat draped around their shoulders.
Basic bitch.
No.
That's awesome.
The
Jaffle, I
third
got a
one,
jaffle.
the third one you see is a little bit similar to Quill in that, you know, they probably have more fairly plain robes, with a staff on their back.
Incomplete.
And then the
Are
fourth
they
one,
wearing any tower
no,
colors?
no tower robes.
What are
Just
you
kind
wearing?
of like a plain gray. Um, and then the fourth one
they're
you
from
see
the,
is in more church robes. Very obviously a cleric.
Oh,
Oh wait, we have a warlock.
But all of
Yeah.
their weapons and armor look well maintained, but you can see a couple like small minor dents or scratches here and there. So they've definitely been either used or bought used. It's kind of hard to tell which. But I feel like that's the only thing Donk would really be paying attention to.
That's pretty good. Alright, it won't take these guys too long. They're probably going to get some goblins or something.
But after probably good like 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, you see the ranger's the one talking, and they seems like they'd finally square everything away and start to shuffle off. So as you guys kind of step forward, you'll see I guess somewhat familiar because you've seen her a couple times here. The female Leona, kind of behind the counter.
I was thinking about asking.
Or just you literally or just spam, right?
But as you guys approach, all right, welcome. What are you signing up for?
Literally.
Dragon.
That's right. Crash Light.
Gonna have to be more specific.
Oh,
An adult dragon, please.
adult dragon.
The worst you got.
Well, maybe not the worst, but like
Maybe not.
the
Yeah,
average adult dragon.
Excuse me, if we're planning
manageable.
on why should we go for manageable if we can't die? We should go for the hardest to see how hard we can go.
Yeah, but we need to stay at long life.
Shouldn't we work our way up?
Work our way up.
We don't have time
Time
for
to
that.
work our way up to the, I don't think. What do you mean?
you know, maybe we should go for a harder dragon. If they think that we're gonna be what they think we are gonna be, maybe we should try and see what like a harder level one would be like, and then compare.
In your records, we fought a what dragon?
Lightning dragon.
Baby.
A baby
Juvenile.
lightning dragon?
But you
Juvenile, eh? Do you have a bigger one of those?
I mean, if you're talking about the first round or the first tier of the arena, then yeah, it's usually a young dragon.
We need a bigger one.
What if we tried to fight a frost dragon?
Yes.
can
Anything cold.
If y'all got one.
Tempest.
Y'all got one out back.
Can you check in the back, please?
Yeah, just like, just maybe you have one left over.
No
So
trouble.
Is this one the special edition?
if you're picking a specific fight, it comes with a cost. But you're still able to win prizes if you actually win the fight. Now, if you're picking from a specific type, but you leave the, I guess, actual fight up to a bit of random, it's a bit cheaper. But if you're looking for quite literally a specific creature, then it'll be a bit more expensive, because if you're fighting a specific creature, we're assuming that you're planning to counter that specific creature. So while it makes for a good spectacle, you are kind of paying for the planning. Whereas if you want to say just fight a dragon, and you leave the rest up to chance, yes, you don't know what type of dragon you're fighting, but it'll be a lot cheaper.
What amount are we looking for both options?
So the other issue is the harder the fight is, the more it'll cost, because the higher the reward would be if you win. Yeah, if you're looking for an adult dragon, I mean, it's going to be expensive, as you're looking at something the equivalent of probably roughly the third tier, maybe leaning into the lower fourth. If you leave it up to chance, it's $250. But if you're looking for a specific fight, it's closer to $500.
I think we leave it up to chance.
How about
You
this?
know, any dragon.
I'm doing it
probably
persuasive. I'm doing it persuasive.
Oh.
Hello.
She's doing it persuasive.
Dance.
How about this? How about this? We pay the
I'm sorry.
Let me do this. Let me do this.
Persuasion at disadvantage.
Please, no, give me a chance.
I'm sorry, I just never heard it said like I'm doing a persuasive.
Okay. How about this? If we take the lower tier, the 250 per chance, and we win that fight, we have the option to forego the reward in order to get the next tier for free. That way it's more of a spectacle for you guys. Imagine, we come in our ragtag group of fellas, and we fuck up one dragon, and then you have one ready to go for the next day. A spectacle. How's that? And then if we win that one, that's when you give us a prize, because I feel like we deserve it at that point.
Donk is nodding in the background.
Imagine how many seats will fit these butts and these seats. How many viewers you will get for something? And we have a 2-time champion.
No, I was
Points at Isla.
no.
Takes up
I
Isla.
was waiting for this. You forgot.
The return champion, Isla, here. She has fans. Don't act like she has fans.
I'm her
Okay.
biggest fan.
He's behind Donk.
So look, think about it. We're paying the entry. We're getting in. But if we win that fight, a forgo of the reward should equal to we get to do the second fight for free. What do you say? Can I do it? Come on, I put my entire everything in. Donk's first. What do you do? No.
That was the best goddamn persuasive I've ever heard.
Okay, yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Oh, come on, persuasion.
Oh my gosh.
That 20.
Can I give her inspiration by
Can
applauding her?
fucking Vasca? He's a bard.
Witness!
Bardic inspiration, please. He sees all this and doesn't help.
Silvery
Yeah,
bard?
he could, technically, yeah, he
actually,
could
yeah,
give her
that's
true.
inspiration.
Okay,
I was gonna say I could also.
please, everybody.
Picking Isla up. 2-time champion. Woo.
This is making a spectacle of themselves. People turn
Meeval,
around.
Meeval doing the Will Smith thing towards his wife, but she's doing it towards Isla.
Yeah.
Isla looks embarrassed. Trying to ignore.
Okay, so for Bardic Inspiration, give me a d6, and then I'll add it to whatever.
For things I do.
Oh!
That's not fair.
Wait,
Ah!
okay, since we're doing all this and like behind Jaffel, can that be a help thing where she can have advantage?
Sure. Yeah, give me another persuasion roll.
I can do it.
Oh, please, 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 please.
There we go.
That's a bit better.
Okay.
It's a little bit better.
I'll still just take the 1 from the Bardic, so it's 15.
Fair enough. Yeah. She's holding a confident stance, even though I'm not. I was more confident when I started. Like, I feel like that's a fair enough. Like, that's a fair enough persuasive thing to say. I feel like I'm throwing in details. I'm throwing in things, and if we lose, we get nothing, and they still get that spectacle. I think it's great. Like, come on, Jaffel, pick up the pace, please.
Okay, so she'll respond. So there's probably one major issue with what you're asking. If you could clarify what you mean by the next tier.
Bigger dragon.
Unfortunately, the arena can't quite handle creating an ancient dragon. In that, I guess technically it could, but you're looking at an event that would probably take months to set up if you're looking for
Shucks.
both an adult and an ancient. The adult you could fight probably by tomorrow, maybe 2 days, probably closer to 2 days. But as far as an ancient, we'd have to plan that months in advance.
I want my money
Rats.
back.
What?
You didn't even spend any money.
I'm waiting for one of you to ask for the manager.
No.
Meatball has the haircut.
Doesn't.
Not really, no, but still, it'd be funny. And she did go Karen on one of them at one point. At someone.
That was justified though.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I don't even remember what it was on.
So unfortunately, I mean, we could set it up, but you're looking at probably a couple of months from now, and that would have to be after the summer event.
Oh, right. Oh, rats. Well, we need that sooner, so I think in this case we will just have to accept the 250 random dragon. I'll turn to the team.
Yes, dragon
Summer
loot
event?
boxes.
Beach party?
Each episode.
Beach
Beach
episode part 2?
Not
Part
the-
2.
not the
My
beach.
favorite episode. Bro, that's like one of my
Isla
favorite
hasn't-
drawings I've ever done. Is that?
Listen, Isla hasn't had a beach episode yet. We gotta go back.
Did she not?
Wait, did Isla not get to be there?
I don't think so. Are we talking about the pirates? Oh yeah, no, she was there. Never mind. Sorry, I was thinking of the boat. a
I don't
while
think
ago.
Quill and Meval did. Because
They got a chance to with Quill got a chance to with Lilith, but Meval didn't have a good time that time either.
No, because Lilith fucking splashed her.
Yep.
Because Lilith hates her.
Yeah.
She's the biggest villain in Meval's life right now.
No, that was an absolute accident.
Yeah.
Don't tell that to Meval. I need her to have conflict.
Misunderstanding's a conflict.
Yeah. That's why I said don't tell her.
Conflict resolution.
Alright, so if we're looking for an adult dragon, then yeah, 2 days from now and 250 gold, we'll start the fight. Keep in mind, an adult dragon can be anything from any of the chromatics, the gem dragons, the metallics, some of the odd, weird ones that don't fall into a specific category. I'm unsure how much you're familiar with dragons in general.
Not very.
We killed the one way back when, but
Yeah, you were there.
Can't imagine why you're trying to fight one. I mean, dragons are classic, but so right, you normally have your chromatics, of course, your red, green, blue, whatever. The metallics, you're looking at stuff like bronze, silver, brass, gold. Gem dragons, you're looking at something like emerald, sapphire, amethyst. And then the odd ones that don't fall into a specific category, you usually just have very plain names about what their aspects are. So you have stuff like the solar dragon, the void dragon, the flame dragon. There's a couple odd ones here and there, so you could end up technically fighting a Dracolich. That's probably not fun. Shadow dragons are not too bad. I don't know if they would put it in that category, but you could technically fight a dragon turtle.
Oh. Is it just a normal sized turtle?
No, dragon turtles are pretty big.
No.
In fact, the smallest dragon turtles that are kind of reported, or at least that people know of, are usually around 35 feet.
Oh. Interesting.
But yeah, so it'll be completely up to chance. What you do get prizes based off of what you fight. So if you're fighting any of the chromatics, you might just get dragon hide or some kind of thing aspected to their color. If you're fighting some of the metallics, you might get metals and arms and armor that might be more aspected to their specific metal. Gems, you're probably looking at a pile of gemstones of whatever type they are. Possibly something that is themed around that gem. As for the one-offs or the weird categories, you can kind of just imagine what they'd drop. Although, for some of them, your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, so 250, and then come back in 2 days, probably around noon. It's usually when a lot of the spectacles, a lot of the big events start.
Thank you.
How do you guys want to do this? 50 each?
Oh, right. Right. We haven't paid. You guys have 50 each to spend?
Mm-hmm.
I have 5
Yeah, I can do
PP.
50.
I have 50, yeah.
I'll put an extra 5
Oh,
in
here we go.
for her. For
Apple,
listening to my
why?
spiel. For listening to my spiel!
No, but that's
The
reasonable.
Jaffle way.
Alright, it's already done.
So everyone's doing 50 each,
Yep.
Yeah.
other than Jaffel, who's doing 55.
Thanks.
That's so much money. Though.
Well, you could just
Buy a whole spell with that.
convince Vasca to pay your way in.
Oh, yeah, is Vasca chipping in on this?
Does he have money?
He has a job.
He has some, but he doesn't carry a ton on him.
Yeah, that's
How
valid.
much? How much do I have to pay for him?
I think it's 50 each, like,
Well,
not
It
including
was what, a total of
Total of 250.
250?
am I just paying another 50 for Vesca?
No, it's just the amount for the dragon. So
Uh,
we were just splitting it across.
And the school
thought-
doesn't have 50 gold.
Yeah, if Quill doesn't have 50 gold, then
I have it. It's just like most of my money, but that's fine.
To be fair, if you win the fight, you're probably getting way more than that. But
Right.
That's if we win.
as you're kind of putting the money on the counter, so go. All right, now technically, since you are choosing a dragon, there's two versions you can fight. You can either just fight the dragon itself, or you can fight the dragon within its lair. Fight's going to be harder, but you'll probably get more out of it.
Ooh, 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 in its lair, in its lair.
I'd rather
I agree.
not go in the lair.
How, like, realistic are these fights, would you say? Are they based off of people's experiences, or?
That's hard to say. It's a weird blend of what is known about a lot of these creatures, but also a lot of magic and his time has been gone into essentially recreating versions of each one. I don't know the specifics of it, but they're of the creatures you're fighting. They are, as far as I'm aware, very realistic renditions of them. But everything technically is arguably illusionary, in a sense, and that none of the fight actually takes place, but it does to you.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, I suppose, kind of saying this to the rest of the group, if we did it in the lair, then we could maybe at least learn a little bit of what we might be expecting to come across, if that's what we end up having to do.
We can't. We can't pull no punches here. Like, if you want to go for the real deal, which would be way worse than what we're fighting here, you gotta be prepared to do that.
Well, isn't that kind of what fighting it in its lair would be doing?
I'm kind of saying that more to Isla and yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you have reservations still, Isla?
It should be fine. I mean, it's luckily it's not real. Yeah, we could do it.
And if we get killed instantly, then we'll know Duress was right.
What does Vasca think?
He'd probably be for fighting it in its lair, just for the spectacle of it alone.
Oh hell yeah. So in the lair.
Fighting it in its lair.
Yep.
All right.
Can I do an insight on her?
Sure.
Do that. There's
Okay. What are you inciting specifically, or just kind of in general?
when we said we were doing it in the lair, does she have any vibes about it? Or is she like a doubt? Things like me, that's
Doubtful in the sense that she's used to a lot of people kind of fighting above their weight level, if you could say, or their weight class, and that a lot of the fights she's set up for people and seen them do have just flopped. So especially for a group fighting an adult dragon, her expectations are just kind of nothing. But you're paying for it, so she has to do it. Right, so fighting a dragon in its lair, paid the cost. Like I said, 2 days around noon. Do you have a name for Who's fighting it?
Uh,
Do we just go with our old name?
Menagerie does work.
Sounds so fancy.
Yeah, I like Menagerie.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Menagerie it is. Well, see you all in 2 days then.
Okie dokie. We go back to the helm, and I guess we can't strategize too much, 'cause it's gonna be a surprise, but how to take down a dragon in its lair. 101.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, that's my kind of book. Short and to the point.
First note, don't. Second note, if you do, pray.
Isla can do that.
Yeah. Okay, we're good. Covered all our bases.
We only got 2 days ahead of us to pray about it.
Okay, so you guys have set up the arena fight for 2 days from now. What are you guys doing for, I guess, roughly 2 days? Or at least the rest of today and then tomorrow?
Go into the fancy. Fancy one.
Feeling fancy. Yeah, I want to go read my book.
Is there a library in this city?
I mean, you could ask around.
Could I do some kind of history or perhaps arcana check to see if Quill knows much about dragons? Just like through their studies? They could have read a book or something, you know, at some point.
History would probably make more sense.
Alright. I'm on the laptop, but it's so slow it might be faster to just boot the app up.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I play Gurn, I have to load it like way ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There we go. What'd you say? History?
History, yeah. Okay. Um, you would probably know the rough difference between some of the dragon types. So your chromatics have very obvious breath weapons, you know, lightning, fire, poison, whatever. The metallics have similar breath weapons in that they are generally straightforward. Some of them can have a mix, so stuff like the brass dragon might have a fire breath, but also have a secondary breath weapon.
Right.
So it's not unusual for the metallics to have two things you have to plan for.
She said we could be fighting like any of them, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the gem-based ones have generally stranger breath weapons. They usually only have one, but they are varying effects. Some of them might have a like psychic-based breath weapon. Some of them have more of a sonic and disorienting-based breath weapon. Some of them even have like paralytic breath, so it doesn't do as much damage, but you are paralyzed for a while. Generally speaking, you would understand that yes, all dragons are a lot stronger in their lair. The lair itself also has effects based off of the dragon itself. So, red dragon, obviously, you're going to have a lair that's a lot fire based, and you'll probably have issues with either taking residual fire damage in it or some form of heat based disorientation, possibly. But it's always based off of the dragon itself. So, or some of it is generally based off you can kind of base off the breath weapon. So if the breath weapon of a dragon does psychic stuff, then you're probably looking at either some kind of mind-based layer issues or some kind of disorienting effects. That's probably
I
all
guess.
you would know.
Okay. I guess as far as like, since we don't know what type we're fighting, are there any like generalizations, I guess, to expect from being in its lair, or are they just too different?
They're usually too different to get anything specific, other than there's a lot more going on within the lair. So fighting a dragon, it would just be whatever the dragon does, but being in its lair, there's possibly more effects that can come from just being in the area. For D&D mechanic terms, you have the dragon, but then you also have lair actions.
Right.
That kind of happen separately.
Right. Yeah.
There are technically specific weapons for fighting dragons, as there are specific weapons for fighting certain types of creatures, but they are incredibly hard to make, and if you do find one, it's going to be incredibly expensive. And usually they're single use. Anything else, or are we going straight to the helm?
Do they like? Do they keep like a? I don't want to say like like videos of this shit, but do they? Like, cause I know there's like stuff in Dead Snow's library about that sort of shit, but like, I don't know.
Um, I guess you're still at the arena. Give me an investigation check.
Cause like that'd be cool to bring home to
Okay.
Raton.
So there's not necessarily any like recordings specifically about different fights. There are illusion mages that are specifically hired for the arena that can show rough recaps of certain things, usually for major events. So technically, the Winter Festival that you guys won, there would be an illusion mage that can recreate most of what happened during the Winter Festival, and kind of show off those. But there's no specific recordings, and there's no places that you can just go and view them for free. Generally, the mages are paid, and they'll sometimes do more larger scale things if there's no fights going on, if there's no events happening. They will have some illusion mages that are just running essentially repeat events.
Oh.
Showing some of the previous winners and what happened.
Mm. Well, alright.
Yes, if there's nothing happening, they show reruns. That's but that's the best you'll find here.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Any other questions?
Nope.
Anyone do anything weird?
Can I have a trainer investigation?
Sure, if we're going back to the helm.
Yeah, well, we can go back there first.
I guess not going back, but going to the helm.
Yeah. Going in.
Okay, so yeah, you guys make your way to the fancy helm. Fairly busy, but at the same time, busy at the keg is chaotic and loud. Busy at the helm is packed, but still quiet. Kind of tame. But as you guys enter, you would see the, again, somewhat familiar, because you're not here terribly often, but the somewhat familiar figure of the female Aarakocra behind the bar. But as you guys approach, you'll go, "But welcome to the fancy helm. What can I get you?"
A few
Looking
nights
for
at
just
the
food or rooms?
rooms.
Both.
And, well, I guess both, yes. Few
Right.
nights.
2 nights. How many rooms? I guess food for how many?
Oh,
She tells them.
3, right? 2, 2, 2. Oh wait, no, you have Vasca.
One pulled up. Or two.
How many rooms?
Is that 4 then? Wait, no, that leaves Jaffel and Isla, maybe Donk and Quill. No, that's not right.
3 room?
No, that is right. And then Maval and Vasca. Math checks out.
So 3 rooms.
Yeah.
3 rooms, 2 nights. Food for 6.
7, please.
That's wait a minute.
The okay. Yeah, three rooms and food for 7 for 2 days. Let's call it 45 gold.
Oh yeah, we're cooked.
Jaffel pays it.
You have that kind of money? Just throw around like that?
She puts 50 down.
How do you have that,
Apparently Shane
that amount of
does.
money
Shit.
when you tip all the time? Goddamn.
Money bags.
You
I've
did
been
just
working.
get tipped by her girlfriend.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
true.
I'm working my job.
Oh, yeah, she'll immediately take the money and slide over 3 keys. Food will be out shortly. Do you want it here or in the rooms?
I'll look at the team.
I'm looking at everybody too.
Down here would be fine, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll load. Down here, please.
All right. So yeah, food will be out shortly.
All right.
Thank you very much.
The belt is unless the
I'll be
When
right
we
back.
find a spot, I wanna start looking at my book.
Yeah, Muel's gonna do
Okay.
nature.
Okay. So Mival's training, Donk's reading, Isla's training. Fasca will probably be practicing.
Hell yeah.
Jaffel?
Jaffel, as well as me, is looking at spells for the next day to try and figure out. Well, next 2
Ooh.
days. For
Same
the actual
here.
fight. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're studying, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Actually preparing.
Quill
for
and
the
Jaffel
fight.
can
Wow.
study together.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
My computer just decided to download Microsoft Edge to itself for no reason.
It's edging
Oh.
itself.
Yeah, it is.
Yo.
Alright. Evolve for nature check. Give me a D4. No.
What the fuck?
Pile of 4 investigation.
I'd actually be right back.
Right. Let's skip Isla real quick then. Fast is just practicing. You two are studying spells. Donk, you're reading that book.
It's
That was the one more about like specific clans, right?
yes.
Okay.
This one was like had more details on each of the specific clans instead of like a
Where
broad
did I
brush.
put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. How in depth are you reading this?
Well, I want to specifically read this section on the Stonebreakers pretty thoroughly.
Okay. Um. So a good chunk of that section would probably go in depth about how that clan started, some of it, how it kind of came to prominence, and how it gained a lot of its sort of political power, if you could say. The clan originally started as just a small group of miners, but that group happened to hit several valuable veins of metals at one point. So they were able to, even using the small veins they found, make a ton of money and then use that to essentially springboard into a massive mining operation that went deeper and hit one massive vein of mithril, partially what the hall is known for.
That'll do it.
So they, through all of the mithril vein and everything, kind of made most of their power. They worked in tandem with the bronze arms, the bronze arms being the metal crafters and the smiths and everyone. So they kind of worked together on creating a lot of the tools and armor and everything for everyone.
That makes sense.
Some of it goes into sort of their general trying to think of the right words. Sort of their general vibe towards other clans, not only in the Mithril Hall, but in general. They, for the most part, don't really keep to themselves, but they're not the boisterous clans that some of the others are. They're more focused on if you know what you're talking about when it comes to either mining or crafting, as they work with the bronze arms. They have a lot of enthusiasm for it, but other than that, they don't, for the most part, don't have much else to do with the rest of it. At least not as far as a broad scope goes. Some of them in the clan might specifically work with a couple of the others, but as far as the entire clan goes, they don't have their hands in every pot.
Okay.
A lot of the challenges that have been recorded have either consisted of mining specific gems carefully, or in some cases, speed mining and just kind of tunneling through certain areas very quickly. all through pure physical means. No magical digging, no stone shaping, anything like that.
Hell yeah.
But it's been pure physical and skill. Some of them have been known to have slightly strange competitions. One of which is a bit weird in that they tend to throw various things, such as pickaxes. Instead of like axe throwing, you would have pickaxe throwing. Um,
It's an art, honestly.
Sounds like a certain girl of his dreams.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
but then as you go into it, it starts talking about, and this kind of is more of a general take for all of the clans. So each section kind of has its own retelling of this bit here. But all of the clans do split off. So you have the main Stonebreakers, but some of them do tend to split off into kind of smaller like subclans under them. They generally have the same names. So what tends to happen is most clans will keep that first part. So for the Stonebreakers, you would keep the stone part, but the second part of the clan name would be different. So you have the Stonebreakers, Stone Blood, Stone Arms, Stone Song, things like that. But
my God.
generally speaking, they all come from the Stone clan, if you were to call it, or the Stone family. But the Stonebreakers have kind of been the starting point and the main branch of it.
That's big. That's a big information. Ah, okay.
Make me a.
Did it specifically say Stoneblood? Oh, you're doing the exact same thing I was thinking of doing. Never mind. I see you in my character sheet.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Come on. Wisdom saving. Come on.
Okay. So you kind of get through some of that section. Then as you get to some of the examples of some of the smaller clans that have either split off or branched off of the main one, you read the list of names and then read them again. And then kind of read them a third time. And every time you read them, you just kind of start getting disoriented and kind of spacing out. Until after a little bit, and actually, let me see passive insights for people. I'm trying to think who has the highest insight.
What do you mean, Valorant?
6.
I'm here, by the way.
Welcome back. Donk's having an episode.
Now you're good. I put my wireless headphones in so I can fold laundry.
Jaffa, what's your insight?
Passive insight? Wait, that's not a thing. My insight is 7 plus 7.
7, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does everyone except Quill have good insight?
This is a pretty good party for
Hey.
it. Insight-wise, yeah.
Sorry, is everyone except Quill trained in insight?
I think so.
Okay, so then, yeah, I think everyone except Quill would notice.
Oh, no.
I mean, you guys are kind of doing your own thing, but even through a passive insight, you would notice kind of Donk, like occasionally flipping through the pages. Um, you're roughly used to how slow he generally goes through some of the
Yeah.
sections.
The fuck?
I mean,
It's
it's
fast
not like
for
you're
me.
reading. It's not like you're reading as fast as Quill.
Yeah.
But you would all kind of catch on to the fact that at some point, Donk has just stopped flipping through the pages and is just kind of staring at this one page. And it goes on for a good, like, 5 minutes.
Jeff will like try and snap her fingers in front of his face. Hey, buddy. Hello.
Okay,
What? Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be enough to kind of, like, snap you out of it.
Oh, hey, Jeffel.
Hey, Donk. What's happening?
What do you mean?
You looked a little she like wave her hand in his face. Lost.
Oh, I was just reading and
Oh, what are you reading? What'd you pick up on?
well, I don't know. Like these names, they seem familiar, but I just can't. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know. I might have to go lay down.
Oh. Well, yeah, here. She'll pass him a key. You need it.
I can't eat this. Oh man. Thank you. I'll put the
Welcome.
key in the book. It'll be the bookmark.
Nice.
But then I'll also go up to the room.
Wait, you don't feel well?
No.
Do you want me to check? Can I do a medicine check on him?
Sure.
Oh,
My God.
Yeah, I mean, he seems as healthy as he normally is.
okay.
There's the slight. I mean, you can see him kind of like spacing out a little bit, still here and there.
Mhm.
But he's not necessarily showing any of the signs of like what you'd associate with either fatigue or anything like that. Just kind of a weird, I guess, like discordant moment.
Well, you don't have a fever or any other symptoms.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I don't know.
That's all right. Just take a break. Let us know if you need anything.
Okay. Slowly jaunt up to the room and try and open one of the doors. That's probably locked. Not really realizing I have the key, but I don't have the key. So I go back down
Oh my god.
and ask Jaffel for the key.
Did you leave the book down here?
Donk,
No.
buddy, and I'm gonna stand up and actually try and take the book from him.
No, it's my book. I need this.
Well, right here, buddy. She's like sort of grab like like not trying to rip it off of him, but trying to like open it to like show him where you put it.
Oh. Right.
What?
Um.
Can I look at the page or try to?
Sure. I think.
You have decent perception, right?
Yeah, my perception. I mean, let's see.
That
Sorry.
wasn't
Passive
convincing.
I mean,
13.
it's a 3 plus 3. It's not the worst.
Um,
And my passive, I can't even find where is.
It's usually 10 plus
It's
whatever your
13.
modifier is.
Yeah, so 13.
Okay, I mean you would probably get the gist of it being about one of the specific clans of the dwarves. You'd probably get through the fact that it is the Stonebreakers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's talking about some of the sort of branches and offshoots of the Stonebreakers. But you probably wouldn't get to any of like the specific names or anything. Assuming you only have a few seconds to look at it. Unless Donk is actually like kind of half letting you look at it.
My
I
precious.
mean, I could. If you want to look so bad,
Well, she'll
you gotta
take it.
make me a deal.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, what's the deal?
The deal is, you could look, but I want a little piece of ribbon to
Oh,
borrow.
oh my gosh, absolutely. She like instantly start fucking. There's
Oh, wow,
not
that was
much
easy.
left.
There's
Oh.
very little ribbon left.
I just need I need to mark this page somehow.
Yeah, she'll give him a bit. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So she
Okay,
has
yeah, take a
one
look.
tie left, like one tie, one little tie left in her hair.
That's so sad.
It's okay.
I just gotta
It's
get more ribbon.
cute. No, this is special.
That's a
It's special
special ass ribbon. Like,
Been along
It's
the
been
whole
from the
journey.
start.
Yeah.
Oh, now I give Donk a bookmark. That's so cute. Oh, but yes, we'll give him peace. And she'll have a look in the book. Can I do another check, seeing that it's not just passive perception? Like I can read a bit more of it, or
I mean, if you're taking your time with it now, you don't necessarily have to make a check. It's just more. I was using the passive perception to see how
Yeah, of
king you can
course.
scan the page.
yeah.
Vival wants to read over her shoulder.
Everyone. Man, this book must be pretty good.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it's the section of the book that kind of details some of the branches and offshoots of the Stonebreakers. Again, going through the examples of the Stonebreakers, Stone Blood, Stone Arm, Stone Song, and how a lot of the clans just keep that first part of the name. So you have like the Stone family or the Bronze family, but usually it's the main branch or the main part of the clan that keeps the clan name. So you have the Stone family, but everyone just refers to them as the Stonebreakers because that's the main branch that everything kind of split off of. That's all really that's on like that page and kind of that section that he was reading.
So she's like still half reading, but what got you so stuck on this one? Did you have an epiphany of sorts?
No. Maybe? What does
I
that
don't know
mean?
what this means. It means you realized something all of a sudden, and your brain went funny.
I think so then, yeah. I don't know what,
Okay.
but
You don't know what you
this
realized?
page is important. There's something on this page.
The Stonebreakers considered. I mean, what have you learned about them so far? Aside from what's here.
Well, they're dwarves.
Okay.
And they do mining,
Okay.
specialize.
Yeah. You do mining,
See, right?
right?
And yeah, they're the big dogs for mining.
Like the
The big
Or
cheese.
the corporation?
What's a corporation?
I don't know, man.
But you're
That
right.
word just came up. Yeah. It's the big dog.
The
It's
big
the
dogs.
mafia. Okay.
That's
would
kind of
you
what
have-
they had so far, unfortunately. But
would you have somehow, like, I mean, do you know who you were working for when you were working in the mine? Was that just a local thing? Do you remember anything about that?
I don't remember that much. But I was working in the mines, you're right.
Where were you working in the mines? That was back at Castle Hartwick?
Not specifically, but yes.
Well, so that area, though.
Yeah. It's snowy.
Okay. Do we know if these mining dwarves did mining in that area, or did they have a specific area they controlled?
I don't know.
Oh.
I gotta keep reading.
Yeah,
That's something
me
to
too,
look
I
for
think.
next, I think.
Be good to
After I
know.
go sit down.
Yeah, I mean, she'll like stand up to clear her seat so he can sit down. You sit here.
Oh.
I'll get you something to drink,
Oh,
and
okay.
then you can, when you feel a bit better, you can keep going.
That'll help my lightheadedness. Booze.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll also bring out the very musty, dusty, fancy pillow, and I'll put it on the seat. There you go.
Oh, for my booty?
Yeah.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Whatever you want it for, man. It's all
It's okay.
good.
You're in the place that she can steal more from.
Oh yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. They won't even
Yeah,
know.
You could put the old one back.
Why would we? What? what do
Yeah,
we
you
need
might
to
wonder.
steal? You already have the pillows. What do you need?
Imagine just returning it. Because anyway, after all this, because how long have I had this fancy pillow for? Oh my god.
Long time.
I think
Since the
so long when
last-
we're like in the. It's been a long time. I know I've used it while we've been camping and shit. Like, it's,
Yeah. I say
um,
in game, I think at least a couple months.
Yeah, it's time to get it
Jesus
upgraded.
Christ. Yeah.
Or just at least trade it out for a new one.
And she's gonna go up to the bar. Hello.
Good evening. What you need?
Yes, I'm curious. This is a fancy place, eh? You know, called the fancy home. It's quite good.
Yes.
Yes, so is there any drinks or elixirs or is there anything you sell or know of that could help with concentration? You got some cocaine? I'm okay, sorry, that was just but yeah. Do you got anything like, you know, that'll keep you very focused? We got a lot of studying to do tonight. Fairy dust, pixie sticks,
Ooh, I want pixie sticks.
I suppose a lot of the drinks we have aren't necessarily meant for focus necessarily.
Well, I know people come here to relax and all, but just need to keep our heads on straight, but like more straight than a normal person. You know what I mean? Oh my
I mean,
God.
other than some strong coffee or anything, we don't necessarily have. Don't really have anything kind of geared for that.
Do you know of anybody around that might? Any dealers? of the sort?
Cheffel, what are you looking for?
She's looking for cocaine. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, no, you
well,
can't have
okay,
that,
I'm
Duffel.
looking for a special tea that'll keep everybody focused for the night. That's all I'm looking for.
I mean, we have some different teas and coffees, but
She's trying to get us on steroids before the
nothing
big fight.
necessarily uh,
He's fine. Coffee's good.
magical in the sense. Nothing kind of created specifically for that.
So nothing enhanced, I understand. Is there anybody you would know of that works in these enhanced forms of consumption? Hmm?
Undercover cop.
I totally sound like one. Totally, I'm about to arrest her. Oh no. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
I mean, I don't know of too many who make stuff like that, other than where we normally get our tea and coffee and everything from.
Where's that?
I suppose you could ask around maybe some of the bookstores. They might know someone or some place that you could get stuff that could help you focus or speed read or whatever.
Okay, that's a good idea. For right this second though, if I could get a extra strong coffee with at least 5 sugars, please. With some sugar cubes on the side. And a pot of tea. Could I please get those things?
All right, whole pot of tea and a cup of coffee.
Strong, extra.
Right. I'll say another 5 gold.
That's crazy. This place is crazy. Yeah, give her the 5 gold. Okay, fine. I give her 6 gold. I can't help myself. Okay. Yeah, thank you. If you could just bring it over to that table or have it be brought over at some point, that would be excellent. The coffee goes to the big in blue. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the information.
Of course.
And she'll sort of scooch back to the table. Drinks coming up, buddy. Quill,
Thank you.
Yes.
how would you like to procure a bookstore or two with me now?
Oh, sure.
Alrighty. I'm not sure exactly where they are, but we need to find them. I'm looking for something, and I thought you might enjoy this.
Okay. They look intriguing.
A round of tea is coming up for you as well. We will be back in no time.
What
unless
I was gonna
anybody else
say,
would like to join.
probably by this point it's getting a little bit later, so some stuff might be
Jaffel's
closed.
gonna be a spider. She's gonna break into places.
Jesus Christ.
Is that why you wanted me alone?
Huh?
For the invisibility?
No, not really. I wanted you because you like books. But I realized I don't think I'm gonna be able to let you in. Scratch that. Tomorrow.
You do it tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. No breaking in, but getting the information. Yeah,
That's
it's
preferable.
beautiful. Okay. I would like there to be, like, in my brain when it comes over, that there's like a little like pastry dish plate, like a little tea plate, I guess, of just like a pyramid of sugar cubes next to Donk's coffee.
Oh yeah.
That's what I imagine. Good. Good. Excellent. Good.
Every time you look over, there's one more missing.
Yeah, it's like a horse. In that case, yeah, we'll keep on studying for now. We'll share the tea around. And Donk gets to have his coffee. Try and keep him focused. Which I feel like is not going to do the right thing, but it's okay.
No, he's focusing on everything but the book now.
Yeah. He's bouncing.
Well,
I will say the coffee gives you a lot of energy. It is very strong coffee. But the tea actually does, well, not necessarily helping you focus incredibly well. It does have a kind of sort of minor effect. So the way this tea is, it's any visual based checks that you make, you do get a +1.
wow.
Wait,
That's
what
good
happened?
stuff.
From the tea, the reason it's somewhat expensive is any visual based checks that you make are at a +1.
Oh.
This only lasts for about an hour.
When you say visual based checks.
So any kind of investigation, any perception based stuff that you're visually looking at stuff. So if you're trying to listen to something, it doesn't really help. I suppose it could technically. There would be some perception checks, like smell based wouldn't necessarily help too much. But it has minor effects to help you both focus mentally and physically. But it's nothing purely designed for it. It's just kind of a natural effect of the tea that was used.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's not 500 gold. It's only like 5. I guess technically 4 for the pot.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But yeah, so it would technically have a minor effect on either reading or anything like that. But the coffee definitely makes you more energetic and slightly less able to focus. So if you're drinking both the coffee and the tea, I feel like they might slightly balance each other out.
Well, Donk's not gonna really focus on the book regardless.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And I feel like that makes sense with the coffee. Probably chug that first. And he's like, I guess I
Right.
could try some of the tea and that. More like looking at all the things happening around in the.
Right. The only downside to this tea is it is very bitter.
Ooh.
That's why we
Good
have
thing-
the second sugar cubes.
Yeah, yep. Sure
We
is.
got one row of sugar cubes left, so good thing we have that, right?
Yep.
I mean, if Donk's not reading it, Jaffel will read some of the book. Or try to.
Okay. Are
Try and
you
get the
picking
inside on it.
picking a random section, or are you kind of going over the same one that you think you read?
anywhere to and fro from what he's already read. So she'll either read before what it was or afterwards from this evening.
Okay. Everything before what Donk got to is just some of the general history and some of the essentially what I've explained to Donk before of the general history of the Stonebreakers. The section after that would start going into details in the bronze arms, the metal crafters and the metal workers. And how in tandem with the Stonebreakers and the rare materials they found, they very early on jumped into sort of a not exclusivity contract, but they bought up most of the materials that the Stonebreakers had found. And then using that, crafted a lot of the armor that the Bright Helms wears, and a lot of the tools that most of the rest of the clans end up using. That skyrocketed them into prominence, and then when the Stonebreakers found their massive vein of mithril, again they bought up probably a good like 2/3 of the materials. So they became the main suppliers for mithril, and then from there ended up training a lot of master smiths, so that a lot of the weapons and armor that come out of the mithril hall are generally considered masterwork pieces, which is also partially why they're incredibly expensive and rare to find.
Okay.
There's such thing as mithril plate armor.
Technically,
Oof. That'd be nuts.
forget the bonus effect. I want to say mithril makes it so that you don't have the stealth disadvantage that heavy armor usually applies.
No, that's cool.
I'm trying to forget. I'm trying to remember. There's a specific thing that mithril does, and I think a specific thing that like obsidian or adamantine does. A couple of like the rare metals and rare materials have specific effects. They're expensive as fuck, but
Like maybe like resistant to like bludgeoning, or I'm just going off of like what I see in Baldur's Gate.
usually that would be an enchantment.
Right.
I think
Okay.
adamantine is like you're immune to crits or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is nuts.
Yeah, that's insane. But I know they have various effects. I want to say mithril usually has bonuses or negates a lot of the stealth issues that armor usually has.
Yeah.
Because it's
Fair.
incredibly lighter than
Oh.
your general metal, while still being as hard as steel.
Okay. That's cool. Did have a random thought. What if I forget his name, but the blacksmith that made the fire axe, he might know some dwarfs. He's probably been around for a minute. Essentially Donk, like muttering to himself. Because we do have tomorrow as like a free day. I think the following day will be the fight.
Alright, we did Naval stuff and all that. Oh, Isla's training. That's what I'm forgetting. So we're gonna do that and then
Yeah.
step away. You were training investigation.
Mhm.
Give me a d20.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh snap!
Alright. So next time you'll move on to a d12.
Oh, that's good.
You're learning. You're doing it.
Let me-
Okay. Alright, so unless there's anything else for this night, we'll go into the next day.
No, I think we're good.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, this will be the full day that you guys have in Felbar before getting into the arena. Again, what do you plan to do?
Nature.
Okay, so you're just training. Let's see. Miguel's training. Isla, you got anything for the day?
I guess I could continue training investigation.
Okay. You'll be training. Donk, what are you doing for the day?
I think I am gonna read some more of the book. Before I do, though, probably order more of that tea for whoever's just hanging out and training and reading books. Would that affect training at all?
It-
If
It would technically.
they'd get like a plus
The
one
issue
or a
being
minus one.
that the tea usually only lasts for about an hour, and training sessions
Oh
are several
yeah,
hours.
yeah.
So you would
Okay.
end up having to pay for it for the entire training session,
Yeah, no.
which would be beneficial, but can get expensive.
Mm-hmm. I'll still get tea, but I mean, I guess it won't really affect their training. But I'll buy one pot of tea
Okay.
and continue to read my book.
The pot of tea itself is 4 gold.
Okie dokie. I will give 4 gold because I am getting very broke.
Okay. So you're reading, you're training. You know what? Vasco will probably practice for a bit and then ask if he can play music for the tavern.
Ooh, make some cash.
And then Jaffel and Quill, you guys going to the bookstore?
Yes. That was the intent. Sorry, again, but I am still here, so I'll run back for any questions.
Okay. I guess we'll start really quickly with those training. So, Leval, I believe you're still on D4 for nature. Still no. Isla, you're now at a D12.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Donk, are you spending probably like a good portion of the day reading?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be reading until Jaffel and Quill come back and disturb the peace.
Okay. I'd say you probably got through a good chunk of the section about the Stonebreakers. So
I might like read a little bit into. You were saying the next sections about the bronze arms, right?
yeah.
I might like read a bit into that, but at the end of the day, I might end up rereading the Stonebreakers part, but looking for any mentions of Castle Hartwick or the region around there. What is it? The Ice Spires.
Okay. I would say a good portion of this book has some of the more general knowledge of each of the clans. It probably wouldn't go into detail on where some of the offshoots and some of the smaller branches that split off.
I like to think that Mival was just like listening to Vasca play all day, and when he started performing, just started looking up at him all starry-eyed and not paying attention at all to the book.
Right.
Teehee.
Don't give me another wisdom save.
Okie dokie. Boom.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I would kind of like reread that section, especially once you get back to the names. You would probably narrow it down to the Stonebloods. But
Not one that name's like sticking out more.
yes, but you still can't quite place why it's important or what it means or anything. But you can at least narrow it down to the Stonebloods, and for some reason that's something.
That's big.
You do have a little bit of the kind of spacing out here and there.
That means
but
it's working.
Like I say, it's not as bad as when you first got to that part.
Yeah.
And it's more you like reading the name and then kind of spacing out and trying to like think through some of your shit, and then going back to the book and then going through maybe a different page and then coming back to it. And it's
like, no, this one seems the most familiar. But why?
Why?
Okay, that's awesome.
All right, and then we'll get into Vasca performing at the tavern. Man, he doesn't have any other shit he can give himself. Where's spells? Nope, nothing fancy with the spells. Right, it's just pure performance for him. Thank God he's an expert in it. I'll take it. Okay, about average odds too. Yeah, I would say Meval, you're probably the only one to like really notice and potentially pay attention to how much he might have made. There are several people in the tavern that do go over and end up giving him tips and everything. Especially for a upscale place like this, he does end up walking away with probably about 5 gold.
Ooh.
And then go to Chaffel and Quill.
You mean like
So,
one man
what's the
pitched
plan?
an egg, so Quilla, you can lead.
Gotcha.
Thanks, I will be.
All right. I don't really know what the plan is. So we're just going to like a bookstore, just any bookstore, I guess. Is there one of those? Can we find one?
Make an investigation check.
1 second.
Either both of you separately or one of you with an advantage.
I don't know if this will go through, but did you get that?
I did, yeah. 16.
Okay. Yeah.
B seemed like she's busy, so we'll just say you roll with advantage. So give me a second one just in case. Okay, still 16. All right. Okay, so it would take you guys a little bit, but you would end up eventually being pointed to probably one of the larger bookstores in the area. A place called Boundless Books. But as you enter, it's kind of what you would find in a somewhat more modern bookstore, in that there are sections for each kind of genre of book: fiction, nonfiction, romance, all those things. but it is a fairly large bookstore. There's probably at least a good couple bookshelves for each genre. And then there's another, I would say, half dozen that are roughly miscellaneous in that they kind of either lean into multiple genres, such as like a romantic sci-fi, or they don't necessarily have a specific genre other than it being either informational or historical. But they have a kind of larger section of just miscellaneous shit that they either also haven't sorted through yet or just random shit. But as you enter, there would be one person behind the front counter, kind of towards the entrance. You'd see a female satyr, actually. Kind of slightly longer hair. A little bit grayish, but she doesn't seem necessarily that old. Just that it might be more naturally gray. As you enter, of course, the very typical like bell ringing as the door opens. Yeah, you enter. And... Are you looking for anything in particular? Anything I can help you with, or
please. Thanks.
say again?
Enhancements, please.
I don't suppose I entirely know what you're talking about.
Right, no, so we were studying last night and we're getting rather sleepy, in fact, and unfocused, and I was wondering if you know of any magical enhancements to help you not be so sleepy all the time. No?
I suppose magical, not necessarily. I don't normally. I don't sell any of the potions or elixirs that you would find that would be particularly powerful enhancements. I can either give you a few recommendations, or I can tell you some of the imports and some of the herbs that are generally used for increasing focus and everything, but I don't generally carry anything magical here.
What are these herbs you speak of? I'm a fan of herbs.
The indoor druid.
So, they aren't generally naturally here. Usually you would find them in different swamps, but there's a large portion of imports from the Evermoors that kind of have a natural enhancement to them. Allows you to focus more. Some of the bookstores and some of the taverns around here, if they can afford it, generally serve a form of this tea. Some places you might be able to find selling the leaves themselves, which might be a bit cheaper if you don't mind making it yourself. You might be able to find some either at, again, some of the more expensive general stores. Or if you're looking for a large portion of it, you could try and contact one of the trading companies and see if they have a shipment of it.
And what else it is that you mentioned? You said herbs. You didn't do anything magical, but was there anything else available?
those are probably the main one that most would search out. There are some that try and use some of the components that you would normally find in magical tinctures to help you focus, but generally those are not necessarily the safest to use, and half the time don't work as they should, or as most people would think. The herbs themselves are not necessarily grown for it, but have a natural and focusing enhancement to them, which is why most people make tea out of it. But as far as the components or the actual potions, I couldn't necessarily tell you where to find those, unless you want to go bother an alchemist or two.
You know of an alchemist or two?
Not particularly.
Do you have any books on wizard spells?
Like I said, I don't generally carry a lot of magical stuff here.
It's only stories?
Stories either widely known or some of the more niche ones that random authors will make. Some historical records. Some of the more outlandish stories, even some compositions of smaller stories that have kind of been gathered from place to place and kind of all recreated in one larger tome. Feel free to browse everything.
Can
well,
I do a history check? And then,
Make a-
Quill, you can go first if you'd like. This is more stupid than anything. Go ahead.
While this is all going on, Quill's just gonna kind of half wander off and look around, and also look for the specific book that you know about.
Okay. Make an investigation check. That 18 that you just rolled?
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
You would find that while they don't necessarily have a obvious section for the type of book that you're looking for, there's a small cluster of that in the miscellaneous section. Probably takes up maybe half an entire bookshelf or a bookcase. So you only got a couple shelves of that style of book. There is one copy.
So wait, is what you're getting at that it's in the smut section?
I assume that's the
Well, I
book
mean, I
you're
thought
talking about.
everyone thought that. Yeah.
Well, Quill frowns, but accepts it.
That's
Assuming I
history
know
check,
which one you're
by the
looking
way.
for.
Because the only reason I'm butting in the way I am is it might actually lead me to the same spot. I was trying to remember the book that Morning recommended / the one I think Donk read from memory. That book. You know what I'm talking about?
Say it again, sorry.
So the book in Dead Snows that Morning. Is that a name? Am I crazy? Morning?
Early?
Wednesday?
Early?
Hey! Whoa! There we go. That early
Close enough.
recommended. It was pretty close. I was saying it and I felt it was wrong, but I'm like, I don't know what else it could be. Anyway,
she recommended, and then Donk also read that book. I'm wanting to do a history check to actually figure out if I know what that book is, because I don't. I absolutely.
Was that the one about the vampire pirate smut that Donk read?
I think so.
I'm sure it
I think
was.
so. Yeah.
Sounds right, yeah.
So you're trying to remember that book?
Yes, because I want to see if there's a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I have like that's yeah, but I don't know it for real, so I don't think I can say that I know it.
Hang on, I have to disconnect for just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, make a history check.
Will do. Hey. Also, admire my egg, everybody. It's so good.
I am. I'm jealous.
It was really good. Oh, it's
Hello.
really yummy. Hello. Get back.
Hello. I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, you would probably remember that book.
What was it called?
God, I don't even remember.
Give me something.
I don't even know if
Forget
I'm.
too.
Did I make a name for it?
Surely.
The
I
Dead
don't know
Sea
about
of
the
Love.
name, but I know it was maybe like a obscure. Only a few, maybe a couple in the series. Kind of what I remember.
Because, okay, whatever the title may be, Jaffel not really quite understanding that it's like a hush-hush book. We'll just say, oh, this title. Do you have another one from this author? I have a friend who really loves this book so much. I'd love to get it for a gift, you know? He gave me a gift recently. That's what she will do. Insert that title. Yeah.
To kind of like not blush or anything, but she'll just kind of stare at you for a second. He goes, I don't know if I do. You could check the sort of miscellaneous section over there. Kind of off to one end and towards the bottom.
Is Quill standing there?
Probably, yes.
I was gonna say, yeah, you would end up walking over there and he'd be there.
Jaffel, again, not really understanding, is just gonna start trying to look for it at the bottom. She, like, has to crouch all the way down. She's fucking tall.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, my investigations. Ooh.
Okay, you probably wouldn't find either that book or anything that you can tell is from that author. You do, just through skimming through a couple of them, find books that are fairly descriptive.
Oh, what does that mean, DM?
Jaffel knows about sex.
You find a couple books that might as well be porn.
Oh, like, just, like, a magazine? Or do you mean, like, just
They have
Like-
the Fabio covers.
Like, it's still tasteful smut, but kind of the books that have like half a chapter to a full chapter describing one particular sex scene.
All right.
And they're very flowery and descriptive language.
Yeah, but it's funny to me because I imagine, 'cause you know how, like, classic, like, using words like member and shit,
Yep.
that it just click. It's like, what is that? What are we doing here, team?
Do you think she'd put together that that's what Mival was trying to tell her?
I like to hope not. I literally don't even take that episode as canon. I'm like, nah. Like,
No, that was
too
canon.
much. Literally, no. I'm like, nah.
No, that
too
was
much
canon.
for Jaffel to be exposed to. I don't like it. I don't
But
like
you're
it.
going out and looking for porn.
Well, she doesn't know. That's the
She's-
whole.
Yeah, but you're
She's
putting her
going
in
out
that.
to look for a book.
Yeah, well,
boy!
you're putting her in that situation.
I am not.
Mhm.
I am not.
Oh, let
I'm
me
just-
have Jaffel look for this book that I know
Yeah.
is a porn book.
Yeah. Well, it's a smutty book. It's not so bad. Does she see any with vampires on the covers? Because I think that's what she'll try and like base it on more than anything. Or is it one with the Aarakocra? Actually,
Oh my god.
yeah. Is there any with Aarakocras? Is like the love interest on the front, like wearing a suit or something?
Well, maybe we'll do 100 for this. What are the...
Jeff, are you looking for something particularly, or
Yeah. You know that, do you remember the book that Donk was reading that he really liked? From the library that he had to return all of a sudden?
You remember that one? She'll like. The thing is, she's like leaned down, like she's down at the bottom, but still looking up, probably is face height with you.
Yep.
Which is hilarious to me. But she'll look at you, like you know which one I'm talking about? Do you know if any are here?
Oh, I think you did show me that one actually.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you find anything you were looking for?
Sort of, I guess.
Insight.
14 on insight?
They look awkward.
Can I see you holding a book?
You might have, like, as you walked up, saw them put something back.
So put it back.
Yeah, I don't think they'd still be, like, standing there holding it, but...
No.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you can find something here. It wasn't a complete bust. And she'll turn back and keep sort of shifting through the bottom shelf. What did that D100 give me? Anything?
Nothing about Aarakocras.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, there is one that, while it doesn't have any particularly good art, there is one that's about dwarves.
Oh! Oh no!
Bearded
Devil.
chicks, let's go.
Yeah, we'll probably sort of take that as a sign of like, oh well, it's not exactly it, but he's into dwarves too. Like he likes dwarf stuff. He's reading a dwarf book.
Oh, no, you're gonna
Can I read the
ruin
first
everything.
page?
Jaffel, the number one supplier
Or like the
of porn.
blurb or something. I also did. I mean, to be fair, Jaffel also did like set you up with the most romantic honeymoon bedroom and lingeries.
Yeah.
To be completely fair.
I don't know. I still don't know how Mabel feels about that.
Jaffel's not completely forgotten about it happening, but it's completely whatever. Like it did not matter. I need to go see Loran again. For real. I need to go work for Loran for I gave, to be fair, we gave her a lot of business. I'm very glad for that. She worked her butt off for it though. Poor thing. Oh. Also, just gotta say, where is the poly corner? Why is there no poly work? What the heck? I need you to draw like a sexy, oh my god, her name! Muscle Bird. Krar, please. Because I tried to and I couldn't. His dog.
I can't.
This looks
I
like
tried.
this does look like young Donk though. He looks young, but I still think. But yeah, he was supposed to be looking at Krar. I gave up. Oh, look at him.
This is Donk.
Yeah, I know. The little nipple out.
Very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it does look too young. for
Oh,
a
here's
thing.
her butt cheek.
Yeah, I didn't do that. She's excellent work.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. That's one thing. Yeah, it's interesting to think that Donk being in his 40s, right?
Yep.
40s. He's had such a life before us. like such a long no. But like what? So he was a minor. He knocked his noggin.
We were all minors at one point, Jeffel.
That's true. That's true. He was a minor. He knocked his head.
Yeah, and
Stopped
that
being a
fucked
minor.
everything.
Started being a guard
Yeah.
for a long time. Then,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have a mom.
That's where
or
it gets a
dad
little,
or a,
you know,
yeah,
the timeline
mom
gets a
or
little.
a dad or brother or a... it's a long span of time. And I mean, people do the same thing for a long. Like, I feel like in that case, he should have extra like stats for being a guard. If he was doing guard work for like 20 years, surely he would have gotten like.
Well,
Extra
that's why
good.
I'm proficient with weapons.
Is it actually?
That's how it makes sense in my head.
Well, I mean, hey.
So it would play into that.
That makes the
Nice.
warrior fighter. That's how I think of it. Oh yeah, that's how I'd learn at least the basics with probably any weapon that they could
Yeah,
muster.
you can pick up kind of any weapon and understand generally how to use it.
Mhm.
That's pretty sick. And he's the only one to have died for us. That's so sad, because he's the guard. he's
So far.
so
Everyone
far,
dies
yeah.
with Donk.
Well, Jeffel almost did. Jeffel was so close. So close.
Jaffel's a
technically died.
sugar baby.
Yeah! Yeah, honestly, don't touch my girlfriend. That's solid, bro. Who the fuck tried to kill my girl? So good. I know I'm spoiled beyond belief, but to be honest, I have been working this since the third session, so I think it's also okay.
That's true. Your bird girlfriend comes in, saves your life. My future
Mine
one
boosts you
tries to
up.
kill me.
Yeah. And I healed her.
Pretty much.
That's so funny. But I can't wait. I need the Clara and Donk romance. She needs to
I
be
wouldn't
there.
have it any other way.
To be honest, that's why I was like, oh, we need to get this. We need to go get to this dragon. So
We need
so
to get this
Donk
team
and
together.
yeah, so Donk and fucking Krark can be together.
Never gonna
Honestly.
happen. I don't know why you're getting your hopes up.
It better. No. We got some. Yeah, I think it will. No, she likes him.
Yeah,
I can tell.
she has that
Bird
look
whisperer.
about her.
The look like she's gonna throw a pickaxe at any moment.
Well, I mean, she did
Whoa.
tell me Vol to take care of you, so
Yeah.
You.
it was very cute. I need more.
I do. I love it.
So how long are the two of you kind of going through that section of books?
Wait, where's
Or
my blurb?
Just the book
was-
start.
I wanted to read the blurb.
Okay.
That's all.
Um,
Yeah, what's my blurb?
I guess there wouldn't necessarily be a blurb. You can kind of like skim through it real quick and get a general idea of.
Yep.
It's a lot of what seem like random sexual encounters with different characters. That towards the end kind of somewhat tie together until the ending of the book is just one massive orgy.
Oh.
Nice.
In Jaffel terms, they all had a nice party and
Oh, come on.
and kissed and hugged a lot. It's in the blurb. Surely they wouldn't put
Bruh.
that all in the blurb. They wouldn't put
Bruh.
that in the blurb.
Bruh. No. No, you can't wholesome your way out of this.
I will.
No, you won't.
I will.
You can't wholesome an orgy, Jaffel!
I can.
They all had a party and held hands and ate cupcakes.
What are you, fucking Pinkie Pie? Get out of here.
Straight up.
Nope.
Let's think
I
about
will
it.
die on this hill.
Well, see ya. Like, I ain't dying today. Okay, shit. I think Jaffel will not pick that up. That doesn't... doesn't have enough action. Enough fighting.
An orgy's not enough action?
Not enough action
A
at
different
all.
kind of action.
A different type of action. Okay, she'll... she'll say to Quill, well, if you have anything you want to grab, feel free to grab it now. I might just ask if there is a magical bookstore or anything around. Hello?
Yes.
Hi, yes, so sorry. Yeah, I had a bit of a look. Didn't have the one I wanted, but that's okay. You said you don't technically do any magical stuff. Do you know of any books around that's more in the Arcana? Perhaps? Dragons and Feywild and stuff like that.
I suppose you can check one of the magic shops. I mean, you could find some books about stuff like that here, but I wouldn't necessarily like. I don't carry things like spell books or anything like that. But you might be able to find in the sort of historical section. You could probably find some about creatures and maybe of the other planes. But
You got any history books about dwarves?
probably actually have a good portion of that. You'd probably have to peruse through the historical section.
Yeah, you know what? I'll quickly have a look there. Could you point that out to me?
Sure, yeah, just the third aisle there, and then kind of that whole right-hand section of it.
Thank you.
She'll wander mosey out that way.
Okay. Quill, are you still just kind of looking around?
I mean, yeah, more or less. Give me a sec. You can keep going with Chaffel if you want.
Well, if you're both still looking, give me another investigation check, each of you. Okay. Yeah, Jaffle, you would find probably one whole shelf that has various books about dwarves. Some of them aren't specifically about like the Mithril Hall or anything. Some of them are just general history about dwarves.
Are
There
there
are
any about the whole?
there would probably be a couple about the hall, or maybe not necessarily about the hall itself. There'd be a couple that are kind of about the hall and Settlestone and that whole area. You're not really finding anything more specific than what Donk already has.
Anything regional, like about Hardwick?
Say it again?
Anything regional or more about Hardwick?
Um, Not in the Dwarven section, but there is kind of just scanning through some of the rest of the historical section. There is one shelf that has probably a good chunk of stuff about Felbar, and then there's like half a shelf that would talk about Dead Snows. There's another half a shelf that kind of talks about Cindabar. Each city has anywhere from half a shelf to probably a full shelf of stuff that you could find. Castle Hartwick would probably be a little bit on the lighter side. Some of it's, I mean, if you go through those books, a couple of them are just kind of talking about the general history of Castle Hartwick. There's one that talks about the founding and creation of that area. That's the best you're gonna find. As far as details specifically of what they might have in the books, I mean, you'd have to sit there and read them for a bit.
For the ones about Castle Hardwick, I will sit and read for a bit. Like I would say, up to an hour.
Okay. Let's see. Did I ever write a ton of stuff in Castle Hartwick? I don't think I ever wrote a ton. No, that's not. Okay. The first one you kind of pick up and briefly read through is more about the founding and creation of Castle Hartwick and that whole area and why it was important. And then kind of not fell off, but it lost some of its importance. And it's still a roughly habited area, but not necessarily a large city as like it used to be. Some of the importance for it kind of fell off at one point when some of the creatures and some of the stuff that was in the northeastern section of the Silver Marches, kind of on the map where it has the Hearts Vale and everything. A good portion of that became less populated. A lot of the inhabitants in that area. It doesn't really specify what happened to them, just that they started to become more sparse and disappeared at some point. But Castle Hartwick is still roughly used as somewhat of a training area and a good area for learning harsh conditions.
Okay.
I would say another book gets into more specific names associated with Castle Hartwick. Either some general that was up there when it was kind of in its prime. Some of the specific names of either diplomats or anyone that was up there. There's one of the names of the person who designed the castle itself. So there would be a book sort of on like notable figures around Castle Hartwick.
Probably won't pick. Skim through 'em. And check off.
Probably won't want.
Probably won't pick them up, but we'll just, head back on to Quill when she's done where they're up to.
Okay. Quill, are you still looking for anything in particular, or just kind of perusing sections, or?
Probably just browsing.
Okay. Let me actually roll for this then. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you'd find that. Okay. Okay, so as you're going through, just generally browsing like the entire bookstore.
Yeah.
Okay. As you go through one of the sections,
Wondering.
You would hit a portion of the romance section. One of the books, as you kind of flip through it, something about it caught your eye. You end up kind of briefly skimming through it. Give me an Arcana check.
Alright. Interesting. That's 27.
Okay. So you would find a book that is a little bit weird. As one of the sections you kind of skim through, you realize it describes how the romance novel goes, and how one of the characters is essentially very charming and everything. It goes a little bit in depth on the magic that character uses. After a little bit, you realize this book actually has, at least from what you can tell, the basis of some spells.
Fascinating.
A couple of the kind of weaker charm-based or manipulation-based spells.
Stuff that I already know.
The one you find that kind of caught your eye is Charm Person.
Okay.
You can go through more of the book and see if there's anything else in it. The awkward thing being, you would just kind of be standing there reading a book in a place that's supposed to sell books.
I do that in Barnes and Noble all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll like flip through it to get a general idea. I don't want to like. I mean, if Jaffel like finishes up, I don't want to be like taking a long time, but definitely check it out more. I think.
Okay. What was the other spell in here? Shit, I only had another first level spell in here. Where'd it go?
How much is it to buy a book?
Depends on the book.
How much is this book?
You gotta ask her about it, and she'll kind of look at it and think to herself for a second. Goes, it's from the romance section. Not a ton of that section gets sold, but it's probably at least one of the more popular ones. That one itself is not that large of a tome. Could probably sell it for 20 gold.
Right. Probably not gonna get it for now. Did you say there was another spell?
Yeah, there's actually a couple in there. I cannot remember what the other first level spell was, but I do remember the second level spells that were in there. One of the second level spells is Crown of Madness. And then the other is Gift of Gab.
That is tempting, but I feel like I could find all of those fairly easily at the library. Maybe if we win the arena, I'll come back for it. Cool, writes down the name and author.
Okay. Oh, that's what the other first level one. Cause Fear. I suppose technically Disguise Self would be in there too, but you already know that one.
Does the name of the author ring any bells, by any chance? Just out of curiosity.
You would look at it. There's no author. There's no author
Oh.
written down.
Anonymous, huh? What's the actual like story about? You said it's a romance.
Yeah, it's mainly about a guy who he goes through a couple different sort of like romantic scenarios, but some of it is him starting relationships and then kind of breaking them off and disappearing, and then a portion of the story is him like fucking with relationships and actually kind of like fucking people over.
Oh. Huh. Alright, cool. Hopefully I'll be back.
Okay. Anything else for you guys, or is
No,
that pretty much it for the bookstore?
that's it.
Okay. I'd say that probably only takes up like half of your day. So you still got half a day to kind of do whatever.
She'll probably just chill back at the helm, to be honest.
Okay. Cool. You doing anything in particular for the second half of the day?
No, probably just still going over spells and getting ready.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, that would kind of go through the second day that you guys are in Felbar. Unless there's anything before the night, we'll kind of go through this night. And then you guys will end up in the morning of the day that you're supposed to fight something. So the morning will greet you all. Don't know if there's anything in particular you wanted to talk about or do before you guys get to the arena.
Not particularly for me.
Like I said, the fight's not until noon, so you guys kind of have roughly like 4 hours to do whatever.
Half training?
You could probably fit it in. No. Anna's the worst too, just riding that D4.
She's kind of worried about Vasca. Maybe realizing that she might see him die.
Yeah, but like he won't technically die.
No, but you know, seeing it is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it still sucks. Which is why the arena, while popular for a lot of its spectacles, it's unless you're an adventuring party, it's not widely used.
Hmm. Snuggles into him a lot more.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyone else want to fit anything in for the first half of the day?
I'm good.
No, nothing else. All right. Yeah, the first half of the day will kind of go by a little bit slowly. But eventually you guys will make your way to the arena. You'll be led down into that section where a lot of the comfortable furniture and beds are to get you to relax so that they can all kind of take place. And then as the 6 of you are kind of coming to in a fairly blank stone room, what looks like a very uniform stone box, probably a good 20 feet across, very square, and there is a small chest in the middle.
Mm. Who wants to loot the chest?
Can we check for traps?
I was gonna say, did you think?
This happened last time, didn't it?
Ain't no way.
I mean, you can check for traps if you really want to. It's kind of part of the
Yeah.
spectacle of it.
Wait, we know that it's part of the spectacle.
I'll check for traps.
Give me an investigation check. It's definitely not trapped.
Val will open it.
Okay. You open it and it just looks like a black void. That's it though. Nothing else is happening.
Just gonna put her arm in it.
Okay. Put your hand in it. Kind of disappears into the void before you feel your hand hit something. You kind of grab it and take it out. You look at it and it looks like a small chunk of raw emerald. As you kind of look at it for a second, it flashes incredibly brightly, and everyone kind of shields their eyes from it. And you come to in what looks like a green expanse of a room.
Oh, we did.
Well, we start at a lower level, right?
Nope.
This is the big thing.
Oh, never mind.
The big cheese.
Oh, now we can panic a little, right?
Well, you'll have all week to panic as you can fight it next session.
Ah! What the fuck?
Well, I don't know if I want to start combat right now, if it's going to take a couple hours.
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
Like, yeah, it's a little bit early to end, but I don't know how long this combat's going to take.
Yeah,
So,
this is gonna be. Oh boy.
Fuck, I was
We're
hoping
gonna
to start
kill a
this.
dragon.
Oh no.
I kind of was too, and then
Ugh.
and for the lore stuff that was happening.
Okay.
You didn't get any of those books, Jaffel. Those were all good books.
I'll tell you about them.
Yeah, Donk should have come with you to the bookstore.
There's some big ones in there. Big possibilities. I was like, oh,
Oh, they just seem so like, I don't know.
yep, they were all kind of general.
I'll
But
tell you about 'em,
there
don't
were
worry.
little bits in there.
It's also hard to find unless you're looking for specific details in a specific book. If you're just kind of skimming through a bookstore, you're not gonna. It'd be hard to find something in particular without spending hours looking through just a couple books.
We did pretty good.
Look at. Oh,
Who dat?
Bye, stream.
Fun.
Hey!